You're not lazy, but if you keep thinking like this, you will not make 10K a month. Now in today's video, I'm going to basically explore your thinking, right? Because a lot of you guys don't think correctly and you want to make 10K a month, right? You want to make maybe 20K a month, 30K a month. You want to be financially free. You want to be able to make money online so you can do whatever it is that you want. The issue is a lot of your guys' thinking isn't correct, right? And look, mindset is like the foundation, okay? If you do not have the correct mindset, the correct way of thinking about things, well, you're never going to achieve your goals. Because think of it like when you're building a house, right? If the foundation of the house isn't done properly, the whole house is going to fall apart. So do not build upon a wrong mindset or a way of thinking that isn't correct, because this is what's going to be costing you $10, $20, $30,000 a month. The thing is, right, a lot of you guys are able to make 10K a month. Like, it's not really difficult, right? And I'm not saying this from a point of arrogance or from a point of a high horse. I used to work a 9-to-5 job, right? So when I used to work my 9-to-5 job, I used to think like a 9-to-5 employee. And back in the UK, when I was working my 9-to-5 jobs, I used to think like this. And, you know, I never used to get far in life, okay? When I was thinking like a 9-to-5er, I would do things that a 9-to-5er would do. What I didn't realize at the time is that I had to think different if I wanted different. And at the time, it was extremely difficult, right? And to be honest, a lot of you probably relate to this. And as I was working my 9-to-5 job, and I used to also do my online business at the side as well, I realized one thing, that, I cannot stay in my 9-to-5 job for long if I'm actually going to make it out. That's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the biggest risk of my life. I quit my 9-to-5 job, I packed my bags, and I moved to my dream city, which is Dubai. And I moved with literally no savings, just a dream to make it successful here. And yeah, over 12 months later, I now own a 6-figure online coaching business, which has generated me tens of thousands of dollars every single month. And the reason why I would say that I'm able to make all this money now is because of the way I changed my mindset. Because when I initially moved to Dubai and I was obviously doing a little bit of my business, I realized I wasn't able to break out of a ceiling, right? I was making a little bit a month. I wasn't able to break out of that. And what I realized was, it wasn't me not putting effort in. It wasn't me trying to work harder or trying to do anything that would change the situation. The issue was that my mindset and the way that I was thinking was still like an employee. And that's when I realized that I really need to change the way I think if I want to see more success in my business. And that's what I did, right? I changed the way I started thinking about things. I changed my mindset and I thought about things in a very specific way. Now, mindset is very important, right? And this is one of the reasons I'm making this video, because if you do not have the correct mindset, it doesn't matter how hard you work, it doesn't matter how well you do things, you will not become successful. And people don't understand this, right? I see a lot of people who don't have the correct mindset going into business, and what ends up happening is that they end up quitting halfway through. And the reason for this is because they weren't mentally prepared for the business journey that entailed. And this is why a lot of people just won't make 10K a month. And it's not to do with anything but their mindset, because the way you think is so important. And I'll break it down, right? If you think like an entrepreneur, you think about, ways to make money online, and you constantly think about these things, and you constantly think about, I want to have lots of money, and you think as if you've got the money already, you act as if you've got the money already. What tends to happen is there's a massive shift in our brain, because what that will then do is bring up more opportunities to make money. You'll then act upon those opportunities to make money, and then eventually you'll make money. So for example, if you stumbled upon this video right now, well, there's an opportunity for you here as well. So I run my own online coaching business, right? Where I help other people set up their own online business where they can scale to 10K a month within 3 months of working with me. And the way we do that is we leverage your skills and knowledge and sell it to high ticket clients. Now, if that does sound interesting, it does sound like you, and it does sound like an opportunity, well, you can book in a call with me by clicking the link in the description below. And what we'll do is we'll jump on a call and I can see exactly how I can help you. So just like that, right? There's an opportunity for you guys here to start making some money online. So do not think you've stumbled upon this video by accident. Now, when it comes to mindset, right, it's obviously a very easy topic that a lot of people talk about, but I've realized that, doing a business and working a 9-to-5 job, I mean, it's completely worlds apart. When you're working a 9-to-5 job, you go into your job. Sometimes you don't really care, right? You just get on with your job. You just do your work that is required from you. Most times you're going to be doing the minimum effort that requires the job to be completed, because at the end of the month, you're going to get paid the exact same money. Whether you put in 110% or whether you put in 70% doesn't make a difference, because you're going to end the month with the same amount of money. Whereas business, it's completely different, because you don't have a boss, right? So you don't have really instructions from anyone else, unless obviously you've joined a coaching program, which obviously I'd highly recommend. Whether it's mine or someone else's, I would highly recommend joining a coaching program to help you get that knowledge and the skills required to start making money online. But yeah, in business, it's all on you, right? You call the shots, you've got to make the effort. And in business, you can't give 70%, right? Because in business, if you give 70%, you're going to get like 1% of the results. You have to go in more than 110% in business. That's the way you start seeing more and more money. But business is extremely rewarding, right? Because for example, I make all my money online. So I can work wherever I want. I can go to the UK and still be able to work. I don't have to ask my boss for leave. I can wake up when I want. I could schedule my calls when I want. So literally I live life on my own terms, right? I can literally have a really good schedule and plan my whole week or my whole month and just make sure I've got things happening when I want. And the beauty of it is I get to work where I want, right? So I'm not tied down to a specific country. Again, as I mentioned, if I want to go back to the UK, I can still work. If I wanted to go on holiday to another country, I can still work because my work is all through my laptop. I don't need to go to a specific location to work or work on someone else's time. I work on my time, and that's the beauty of having an online business. And this is why I don't believe in physical businesses, right? Because a lot of people talk about physical businesses, and physical businesses are just a headache because firstly, there's higher costs, there's bigger overheads. Not only that, the startup costs are high. You've also got to pay rent, all of these kind of things, right? Not only that, you have to go to a physical location. So you can't just check up on it like through the internet. Obviously, if you have cameras and stuff, yeah, some people do that. But if you want to actually check up on the business, you kind of need to physically go there. Whereas my business is all online. So if I need to ever check up on my business, I just open up my laptop. And this is why I love my online business so much, right? I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I used to work a 9-to-5 job. I realized how hard it was to go to a specific location. And, you know, I had some jobs that I work from home, but one of my jobs was predominantly I had to go to work, right? And I used to hate it because especially around that time, a lot of people were working from home. That job didn't have like a work from home schedule. So what that meant was that I was pretty much going to work every single day, traveling, commuting, all of that kind of stuff, waking up early in the morning just so I can get to work on time. I used to hate it. Now I get to work when I want. So sometimes I can wake up at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., wake up, get a coffee, open up my laptop and start working because now I get to work for myself. Now I've got freedom and I get to work when I want. And this all came about. Literally all of this came about from a change of thinking. Because when I used to think like a 9-to-5er, I never used to take risks in life. I used to think, okay, I'm a 9-to-5er. There's no point taking risks because, you know, what if things go bad? Or, you know, what if I invest 2-3K in myself and I just lose all that money? When you think like that, you're just in a negative mindset and you're not really going to attract any blessings in your life. When I changed my mindset into thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to spend money on myself and invest in myself and take risks and do things that basically no one else is trying to do, only then will I be able to achieve what I want. Because I know for a fact, if I didn't quit my 9-to-5 job and just move to Dubai, and I said to myself, you know what, let me save money and I'll move to Dubai when I'm financially stable, I guarantee I never would have moved. The fact that I've been here in Dubai for over a year now just shows that anything is possible because now I'm living a dream which I once thought was impossible. I used to think moving to Dubai is impossible, right? Because how am I going to make my money? Like to get a job here is very difficult and my online money at the time wasn't enough. So I was thinking, how am I going to live here in Dubai? And now it's been over a year and a half that I've been here in Dubai and I'm thinking, wow, it was all because I changed my mindset. It was all because I changed the way I thought. And a lot of you guys seriously need to do that because you think in a way which is not going to help you in life. Your way of thinking is going to keep you stuck. Your way of thinking is comfort. Your way of thinking is not going to make you 10K a month. And when I say 10K a month, right, a lot of you guys can make even more than that. 10K a month is like the minimum for you to have like a, you know, good life. The fact that a lot of you can make much more than that, but you're kind of withheld because of the way you're thinking, then you're never going to be successful. Like when I first started my online coaching program, I thought, who's going to pay me thousands of dollars? Like I never thought it was possible. And I used to put doubt in my mind, right? Which a lot of you guys do exactly the same. Until I said, no, you know what? Let me see what's possible because other people are making money doing this and they don't get a ton of views. And, you know, I see a lot of people that aren't even that qualified, yet they're making 20, 30, 40, 50K a month. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me just fix my mindset. Let me just change the way of thinking and let me start this business and see where it takes me. Now, a lot of people in that situation will say, okay, no one's going to pay me thousands of dollars. There's no point in me even starting this, just a waste of time. And then they just do no action. You see how your way of thinking has basically stopped you taking action, which has basically stopped you making 10K a month. Because I guarantee if you took that action and you went into it with a positive mindset, 100% you'll start making some crazy money. But because you listen to your brain, and remember, your brain is trying to protect you. So when it tries to get you into unfamiliar situations, you start to panic. Your brain is only trying to protect you. It's sort of like a survival mechanism, right? But you need to break out of that because if you hold on to that, then you're never going to take risk and you're never going to make money. And literally when I started this business for the first time, I made 10K in my first month. And not only that, I'm able to make 4 to 5 figures for a lot of my clients as well. So this just shows, right, that it is just a way of thinking. You have to kind of put in the effort. You have to work hard. But most importantly, you have to take action when opportunities come in front of you. So as I mentioned earlier, I've got an online coaching program where I'll work with you on a one-to-one basis and scale you to 10K a month within 3 months of working with me. I'll literally work with you from the ground up, build up your business so you can start making some life-changing money. And all you need to do is sell your skills and knowledge to high-ticket clients. Now, if this does sound interesting and it does sound like you, as I mentioned, you can click the link in the description below and book in a call with me. And what we'll do is jump on a call and I'll see exactly how how I can help you. So guys, change the way you think, because I guarantee you, if you change the way you think, you will see massive results in your life. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I think you're ready to build this business for real. So in the next video, I'll walk you through how we help you build a 10K a month coaching business, even if you're starting from scratch. So make sure you click the video that you see on your screen, and I'll see you guys there.